let me tell you a quick story. In early 2024, I had been running my AI automation agency for about 6 or 7 months at this point, and we had signed a total of 0 clients. That's right, in about 6 months, I had rent to pay, I had a team to pay, I had software costs to cover, and we didn't even have our first penny from a client yet. At this point, we were trying to sell a white labeled chatbot offer to marketing agencies in the UK, but ultimately we had no luck. Every day we were doing about 100 cold calls, we were sending hundreds of cold emails, we were trying to make content on LinkedIn and YouTube, but nothing seemed to work. This was when AI automation was very, very new, so I didn't have a lot of faith in this industry, and I was very, very close to giving up. I simply just didn't have a strategy that could generate me quality leads. I just didn't know how to do it. And at this point in the agency, I was very, very close to calling it quits and giving another business model a try. And there was one day that I was sitting there and I was cold calling lead after a full day's work. And after about 20 hard rejections, I thought to myself, right, we need to think of something different because this is not working. So I was trying to improve our website's SEO, and I read somewhere that if you make sort of like a free tool on your website, then it can really, really help your ranking. So this got me thinking, what free tool could I make? So because I was working with a lot of marketing agencies and particularly SEO agencies, a lot of them offered a free SEO audit of your site. So you could come onto their site, they had a little form where you could input your URL and they will analyze this website and then send you a PDF report of your website. And this was early 2024, so this wasn't long after Perplexity, the search indexing LLM, had just released their API. So I thought of a genius idea. What if I build a chatbot that could take in a website URL, send that to Perplexity, analyze the HTML content, and then create a report of the website's SEO? And that's exactly what I done. And it worked pretty well. Now this was very, very basic. AI was nowhere near as good at writing HTML or doing these analyses that you can see GPT-5 do today, but it was nothing that the industry had ever seen before. And a lot of these marketing agencies would get leads, maybe 1 or 2 leads a week coming in and asking for an SEO analysis of their website, but this would take them like 3 hours, and a lot of the time the leads wouldn't even convert. It was a big, big waste of time. But now this tool could literally do it like that in 30 seconds. So once I built the tool, I rang a couple of my marketing agency contacts. I sent them across this tool to try, and every single one of them said to me, how much is this? I want one. And I couldn't believe it. And around this time, I had actually used a lead magnet of a big marketing agency in London. It was a full marketing audit of your business, and I had submitted this request about a week prior to me finalizing this build of this SEO tool. And I had a 1-hour call with the CEO of this big London agency, and when him and his team were auditing our website, they saw this tool, and on our call where he was going to go over the marketing audit, he didn't even mention the marketing audit. It lasted about 5 minutes. First thing he asked is, what is this little tool on your website? We tried it and it's incredible. And he asked, could you do this, but instead of an SEO analysis, like a full marketing analysis? And I said yes. Just like that, in a week I closed like 5 clients. It was insane. Just 1 or 2 weeks before this, I was ready to completely give up on this agency, but I had found an offer that worked perfectly. And what was it? It was an AI lead magnet. It was so good that I didn't even need to sell it. If it was in the right industry at the right time, people would just see this and they would just buy it. They didn't even want to know how much it cost. They didn't even want to know how it worked. They just wanted it on their website. And over the course of the next few months, we continued to sell this. And all of a sudden, it looked like overnight success. We sold hundreds of these. And we didn't even sell them at a lot because it was very, very easy to build. We started at around £100 per tool, and then we got up to about 500, and we made thousands selling this. It was insane. So the real question is, why did business owners like this tool so much? Why was it so revolutionary for our agency? It's simple, because it allowed them to provide every single lead, every single prospect, every single person that even knew about their business with so much personalized value instantly at no expensive time. We would simply call up agencies that would do SEO audits and just say, here, look, we can automate this. And they'd say, okay, how much is it? So we didn't even need a sales call. We just had like a little payment page on our website. That's how well it worked. It almost allowed them to make a mini version of their business that operated 24/7. Because if you think about it, what actually is a business? It's a transaction. Typically, you provide money in exchange for a service or a product that alleviates a pain point that you have. Well, that's exactly what this tool done. People didn't know how good their website was, or how good their competitors were operating, or how good their whole marketing strategy was. And this tool could give them an answer to that for free. Well, not for free, it was exchanged for data, and then that data could be helped to use for the client to actually close the user who used the tool. So it was like a mini snippet of their business that was 100% automated. The key thing is everyone who uses the tool gets a different output, and nothing like this had ever been seen before. And that's the difference. Traditional lead magnets are either slow and manual or static and a one-size-fits-all, but AI lead magnets combine both that into one, and there's so much more that you can do with them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some static lead magnets and some data about static lead magnets and why they're really, really bad. Then we're going to take a look at AI lead magnets and why they are completely redefining funnels, and also I'm going to show you exactly why I think they're going to kill every B2B funnel. So let's get into it. So now I'm going to show you an example of a company who's using a static lead magnet. Now, as we can see, this company is called Digital Stand. They're they're obviously a very renowned digital marketing agency. They've got loads of different services, loads of case studies, so they obviously know what they're doing. And they've also got a very nice and very professional website. Now these guys are also getting about 628 website visitors per month, which is actually pretty good. And considering most of it is organic, that's actually pretty good. So they're clearly on top of their SEO. And they have an ebook lead magnet on their website. So we can see it's called 7 Secrets to Choosing a Growth Agency. Now let's check it out. So we can see immediately the design of it is actually very, very good. So they've obviously put a lot of time into this lead magnet. And obviously at the end they have some case studies and then a call to action. So it's not a bad lead magnet at all. And I have nothing bad to say about it. The only thing is it could be a lot better. Now if they were able to convert about 10% of their website traffic, that means they'd be getting another 60 leads per month. Now obviously I can't get data on how many people are using their ebook, but I would put money on that it would be lower than 2% of all website traffic. Also, I don't see anywhere on their website that actually takes them to this ebook. And also the lead magnet requested a phone number in exchange for the ebook. So it's a real shame. One, it isn't incredibly valuable because let's be real, AI probably could regenerate that whole ebook in a couple of minutes if you go for one of the bigger models with a bigger context window. 2, you only collect their email or their phone number. 3, there's no back-end qualification and there's just not much value being provided. And 5, there's no real way to actually access the lead magnet on their website. So if they even got 1 or 2 leads from that ebook in the last month, I would be surprised. Now here's another example for a UK-based digital agency called Link Digital. Now these guys are obviously a bit more up to date with their lead magnets. We can see there's a call to action right here that says a free marketing review. There's also a little pop-up down here, ready to talk about your business growth, schedule a free Zoom meeting. Everything's already very in your face and they're saying that everything is free. And they also have this section up at the top called resources. They've got PDFs, they've got website and SEO audits, marketing tools and blogs. There's automatically a lot more value from this agency compared to the last one. Now these guys are obviously a much bigger agency because they got 3,600 website visitors in July and they're probably getting a lot from PPC, so that means a lot of them are going to be high quality leads. So they've got some free PDFs, let's check them out, but of course you need to enter your email address first. Landing page checklist, social media image sizes, SEO checklists. Good. So we've got social media calendars, SEO checklists, ad checklists. We've got a landing page checklist, a lot of checklists. Now for an ebook, this is actually pretty good because checklists are something that are quite static and can't really change. I feel like with an ebook, it's always best to stay really, really niche and not go too generic or broad on what an ebook's actually made for. And now we're on to audits and reports. We've got loads of different types of audits, websites, page speed, on page, you name it, they've got it. So we can see request a free website audit report to find out. So we can see here it says 100 plus actionable recommendations. The report will cover user experience, SEO, speed, security, content, and more. This in-depth report normally costs £75 plus VAT, but today you can get it for free. And they're also saying you can get it within 5 minutes. So I filled in all my details. Let's get our report. Okay, so I have received my report and it's actually pretty good. So we can see website audit for efficacai.co.uk. We can see it's very, very personalized. It literally has our screenshots of our website on these little devices. User experience, SEO, and performance and security is all pretty good. Accessibility is low. Don't know what they mean by that. Now this is super basic and it really isn't technical at all, but it's still good and it's still very, very personalized and it is clearly an AI lead magnet. And if it's not lead magnet, it's an automated lead magnet, but pretty much the same thing. You can see there's a couple errors here like custom 404 page not found, like a few little markdown errors, but for the most part it is good. But think how much better this is compared to a free ebook. Not only is this so much more valuable for the user, but you also get to collect so much more information about the leads. Let me show you another example. So on our website, we have a very, very basic lead magnet that we use primarily whenever we're on discovery calls. Now, it's very, very hard to think of ideas of lead magnets on the fly because there's so many different industries that we work with. So our lead magnet is basically lead magnet ideas. Now, we actually have 2 lead magnets. We have our learning center as well, which if you want access, it's in the description, so go check it out. Hundreds of automations and agents and templates completely for free. So I'm going to fill out this lead magnet on behalf of a roofing company that is focusing on industrial jobs. And their leads usually come from cold outreach and their leads are usually very poor quality. So I'm just going to enter in synthetic information for the sake of this video. And across both of our lead magnets, we usually get around 500 submissions per month and we typically close about 10 of them. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not all coming from this. A lot of them do come from the AI Education Center, our Learning Center. And as well, we do send out our lead magnet, this one, the form lead magnet, via a lot of cold email. And we do DMs with it because you can leverage these these AI lead magnets not just as like a little spot on your website, but you can send it to people and say, here, listen, here's our free tool, give it a test. So you know, we put these lead magnets all over the web to try to promote them. We also have an entire back-end system on it. So we have a lead enrichment section, we have a lead qualification section, we also have a drip sequence that will trigger whenever the lead fills in the form. So we can see here we have received the output of the lead magnet 0 minutes ago. Strategic lead magnet analysis, where we're basically showing different lead magnets for certain industries that could obviously help. AI lead magnets, of course. So a roofing condition digital twin. Now, a lot of these lead magnets I don't even understand because AI knows pretty much everything about every industry, whereas I don't. But if you're in the roofing industry, you can verify if these are actually good. You can see here the first one, AI roof condition digital twin and CapEx forecaster. So produces a site-specific roof condition index, defect map, and 5 to 10 year CapEx plan. Sounds pretty good. Leak risk heat map plus 30-day weather vulnerability predictor. Energy HVAC. So we can see all of these are actually really valuable, and this is so helpful for whenever we're on discovery calls, because we can just say, here, what's your URL? We'll go and run this through our lead magnet and we'll get you lead magnet ideas. Now, why I believe that these are going to completely transform B2B funnels is because of how good they can actually be. This is like as simple as they get. Like a website audit, an SEO audit is as simple as they get. For example, an advanced lead magnet that we built for one of our clients, Indeed, was basically a tool so that recruiters could come in and they could say, here, listen, we're looking for a job in this area, this availability, we need these skills, and we need this amount of work experience. You could put in those details, and our lead magnet would then go and find all the different people via LinkedIn who would fulfill and meet the criteria for that job, and also write like a personalized little short opening message and then an evaluation and a justification, put it all into a PDF. And as we can see, obviously, it's very easy to put all this stuff in a PDF and add in a call to action as well. But yeah, why these are going to be so helpful for B2B funnels is because how good they're going to get. I firmly believe that AI lead magnets eventually will be so good that they will almost be able to match a lot of services. Like a 2K AI automation can be built with an AI lead magnet, or an entire website can be built with a lead magnet. These lead magnets are going to eventually become like literal companies, like vending machines of value. So to wrap this video up, let's quickly compare old versus AI lead magnets. Old lead magnets are generic garbage, especially the ebook downloads. You know, the same PDF that a Fortune 500 CEO could read is the same one that a college student could read. There's zero personalization. This sort of ties into the first one. It is a one-size-fits-all approach. Terrible conversion rates because nobody really cares and nobody has time. Everyone's attention span is fried from TikTok, and nobody's going to sit through and actually read an ebook, especially with LLMs now. There's no qualification. All you get is emails, and if you want to manually follow them up, that's going to take ages, and that's so inefficient. And there's so many more flaws. Information can become outdated within months. There's zero visibility into what prospects actually care about. Literally anyone can copy your PDF and offer the same value, just brand it up differently. However, AI lead magnets, on the other hand, provide hyper-personalized experiences for every single user. They deliver value in real time, in literally a couple of minutes, like you just saw. There's explosive, crazy conversion rates. We've seen conversion rates on our site of up to 40%. There's automatic lead qualification, of course, if you want to build that in, but the ability to build in back-end automations and follow-ups into these AI lead magnets is incredible. It's always current, so the AI is going to adapt and update responses based on, you know, news, based on AI trends. You're able to get much deeper engagement analytics and track exactly what happens because you're able to ask more questions. Pretty much impossible to replicate, and it is also really easy to change. You just go in and change the prompts of the output. It requires prospects to engage. It makes your website more memorable, and as well, you get much better lead insights. You're able to find out much more information about the lead, because in order to generate the output, we need to ask more questions instead of just email. For example, for a website audit, we need their business name, we need their email to send it to them. We also need their website URL. And there's a lot of other stuff that you can get depending on how complex your lead magnet is. Anyway, it is no secret that AI lead magnets are incredibly valuable. I firmly believe that they are going to be completely replacing B2B funnels, and eventually, who knows how good they're going to get. So if you're a business owner and you're smart, I would suggest finding a way to build your own AI lead magnet. There's lots of AI agencies, us out there, who can actually build these. And if you are an AI agency owner, I would recommend potentially offering this as one of your services, because so many companies are going to want AI lead magnets in the future. So get ahead when you still have time. But yes, if you're interested in AI lead magnet, we have our Calendly link in the description. Also, as well, if you want some free resources related to AI, our AI Learning Center is going to be in the description as well. You can go there and get access. But that's going to be it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.